now that we finished all of that, I do have a video that I want to go over because, you know, wait, where's hold up, wait. There is a video that came out yesterday. I didn't get the notification for it. You know, YouTube is blocking things, I'm guessing. I don't know. But I didn't get the notification for it. Video came out yesterday by Death Battle. Let me show you. Simon the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. And then in parentheses, it says Gurren Lagann versus White Lantern. I know of Gurren Lagann, the anime. I've never seen it, never watched it. I don't think it's my type. But White Lantern, I didn't even know there was a White Lantern. So I don't know anything about these two people. So I have no biases on this battle. Let's just see what's up. Let's check it out. Links will be in the description below. Check out Death Battle. Let's get it. In the comments below. Wait. I've got no stake in the game. I'm going to guess Kyle Rayner is gonna win. Let me know who you think in the comments below. And no, I did not watch this already.
Simon the Digger,
Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern.
Two men born.
His name is Simon the Digger? Not Simon? Your name's funny, bro.
Born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Deep underground, Jiha Village lived in dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave.
That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty. Oh, and his little brother from another mother, Simon. He was there too, I guess.
Simon was
his little brother from another mother. Okay, so the kid looked up to him and he looked after the kid.
Digger, content to drill endlessly through the dirt.
Age 21, height 6'2". Damn, I'm 5'10". 6'2" is 188 centimeters. Excuse me. Occupations: digger, supreme commander, pilot, hermit. Currently, yo, I would love for my occupation to be a hermit. For real. Anyway, pronounced Simon. Okay. Is a mangaka in another universe. Inspired by Captain Harlock, likes mole steaks, Nia, Kamina, and drills. Dislikes paperwork, authority. Damn. The anti-spiral. How can you dislike fuck the police kind of shit? Dislike authority like that? I feel you, bro. Anyway.
Until the day he found the core drill.
A key that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagann. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the Earth for humanity, scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And as befits Kamina and Simon's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
With Kamina piloting the body and Simon the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower and capable of making—
Wait. Even cooler than the robots from Evangelion? Hold up. Replay it. I'm pretty sure I saw the Evangelion clip right there real quick.
Now piloting the body and Simon the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might—
Yeah, no.
all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history.
That's Evangelion. So you're saying Gurren Lagann is cooler than the robots in Evangelion? Okay.
Gurren Lagann might
That's a bold statement, my friend.
just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower and capable of making any weapon they can imagine.
including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course,
Drills! Wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills,
Related to Horde.
kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill Buraku!
Bring it on, Horde.
Side note, it is so
Bring it on. Bring it on.
funny that the only thing they could think of was drills. That's like if I made booze or something, my whole person
Hold
thing
up.
they could think of was drills. That's like
The Flintstones live action? That's an old ass movie.
if I made booze or something, my whole personality. What up?
with Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina died. Oh, wait, shit, was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it was all
Damn.
Simon's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just
His willpower wavered, and his brother paid the oh shit.
a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simone who believes in you. Damn.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It was Simone who found Lagann, Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who would now lead humanity to victory.
Damn, dude didn't realize his own greatness. And he wavered. And his brother paid the price. Damn. I don't really watch Beck animes though, so that story sounds cool as fuck, but
Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the
yo, I like that
Spiral
moon.
Anti-spiral attacked.
unimaginably powerful
That moon reminds me of Soul Eater, the Soul Eater moon, and it also reminds me of Legend of Zelda moon. Zelda, yeah, Zelda and Soul Eater, yeah. I'm just thinking of moons with faces.
godlike
I like it.
aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness, the spiral turned outward spins forever into
Yo.
endless obsession and madness.
I haven't seen the entire anime. I saw like the first 3 episodes and I was like, this anime is weird. So I stopped. But that anime is weird, yo. It's good though, but it's weird. I gotta go back and watch it. I think there's only like 4 episodes to be honest. So I got like 1 more to go. I don't know. That shit's weird.
Madness. The spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simon would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And
Damn.
this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simone can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions. He can generate force
Yo.
fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Create
Absorb energy.
All right, spiral power, exponential adaptation, self-repair, force fields, energy absorption, reality warping, arc Gurren Lagann, city-sized, okay, thunderbolt, chariot kick, space-time shattering, burst, spinning punch. Now that's an attack name. Holy shit. Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, moon-sized, full drills, Drillies, spatio temporal axis simultaneous shooting. Whew. All right, bet.
Attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. He has access to all these different ones. Okay. Incomprehensibly big, contains super spiral space. Okay. Probability missiles. That super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Mech size, the observable universe. Wait. The mech's size is the observable universe? Infinite spiral power, drill size, the observable universe. Bet. Okay. I'm thinking he might win, but I'm still going with Kyle Vayner.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter space and time with a punch.
Or the Super Galaxy
Bro, that was a ton of words.
Gurren Lagann, which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimensions.
What
all
the
within
fuck?
a Planck instant.
That's the smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light.
Yo.
Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've
God
been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't enough to escape the anti-spiral's greatest trap, the multiverse labyrinth, an attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Except Simon and his spiral power are just built different, and after being inspired by his bro, Simon absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning
Yo, this guy sounds OP. All right, what does this say? In the drama CD, Otogo no Joken, Gurren Lagann, an alternate Lord Genome seemingly manipulated 20D space. But this is a translation error and more likely refers to a manipulating a twofold dimensional. Yo, this guy's kind of OP. I might watch this anime. Like, I'm not really a mech person, but I might watch this shit.
Simon absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions, this labyrinth was
Absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning Simon absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely, thus an infinite gap in size and scope.
What?
Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay, that's not too far off from what actually happened.
Okay, I get it. A two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person. That's equivalent to like him reaching out to other dimensions and taking energy from and gathering energy from there. Okay, got it.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon, who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann. And that author's spiral power made his fictional Simon real, adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, real.
So he merged with a version of him that was writing another version of him, and that made that writing version of him real. Written version of him real.
Adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
This is
What
when
the
Gurren
fuck?
Lagann gets actually fucking crazy. Like shooting missiles that alter probability so they have 100% chance of hitting you, or tossing galaxies around like frisbees. Sorry, did I
What?
say galaxies? I meant universes.
Simon's power was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown, or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible
For 7 days straight, she willed herself to not die. They're putting the main protagonist, right, bro? They put everything in this guy. They're like, hey, yo, we want to make sure we can have a character that people will say, but can Goku beat him? Instead of, you know, can he be good? Yeah. Anyway, they just like, yo, they stack this guy so hard.
outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz.
She regenerated by these certain certainty of her own destruction, whatever. She regenerated from certain destruction. Yeah, man, everybody in this shit is OP.
When the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simon evolved one more time.
Into
Seriously?
Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann!
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that, Simon and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey,
Bro,
cruel
what the
indifference
fuck?
of the universe! Meet the indomitable human spirit!
Proving Kamina's words prophetic, that Simon's drill is the drill that would pierce the heavens.
With
So became the Simon. I believed in him. He became the Simon that believed in him. He pulled the moon back into orbit. Okay, see, blowing up the moon is cool and all, but can you pull the moon back into orbit, Piccolo? Anyway, he struck all of space-time at once. Struck all of space-time, everything that encompasses space-time. He struck it all at once. He hit everything all at once. He hit existence with one punch. I don't know. Making an now just to kill some aliens. Bruh. Yeah, man, they going crazy with it. Okay, so he absorbed the multiverse labyrinth. He withstood the infinity Big Bang storm. He shattered a drill trillions of light years long. He defeated Viral, 4 Supreme Generals, Lord Genome, and the Anti-Spiral. All these feats, and I don't know these characters. I'm still going to say that Kyle Rayner's gonna win. There's gotta be a reason that that Death Battle is putting these two together to fight. I'm still gonna believe that Kyle Rayner's gonna win.
With no more worlds left to conquer, Simon chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days, in service to others.
Always looking up. For all the lights in the sky are stars, and every star another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
My digger.
The universe is a dangerous place. Should you find yourself face to face with an interdimensional vampire, alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat, you know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps! They're the Space
Piss off
Fuzz,
cat.
an intergalactic police force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Jordan.
You know him, you love him, you might hate him, but you gotta respect the man with a will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got
A will unbreakable as blah 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 until the day his will broke. Well, shit. So much for that.
completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald
shit.
Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
Okay.
So was Kyle picked for
wait.
his indomitable willpower like
Okay.
Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous.
He was just there. Dude had no clue what's going on. He has no. His birth wasn't immaculate. He ain't mastered no calculus. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had nothing going for the homie. You know what I'm saying? But he was just there. Right place, right time. Here, take this ring. Go stop this guy. Good luck, bitch.
Magical weapon in existence to
Oh, wait. So his full name is Kyle Rayner. His age is 30. His height, 5'11", 180 centimeters. A foot taller than me. Weight, 175 pounds, 79 kilograms. Occupation, comic artist, Green Lantern, a.k.a. Ion Parallax. Wait. A.k.a. Parallax? So he becomes Parallax? And Torchbearer. His likes Superman. He likes Superman. He likes Asian movies. He likes Gamera. Huh. He dislikes DC editorial. Okay, no. Green Lantern, I guess, is DC. Yeah. Wait. But anyway. DC. It is DC. Anyway. His dislikes, enemy. He is an enemy of heat. I don't know what the heat is, but okay. Yeah, dude, he did. Yeah, exactly. Literally, just saw somebody walking by. Hey, my guy. Hey, yo, dude, homie, can you do me a favor? Take this ring. Take this ring, and go stop that guy.
figure out on your own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient box can master it, what's your excuse, Kyle?
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over. That's
Wait. He did what?
Erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds impressive. This list says protective aura, flight, galactic database, artificial intelligence, invisibility, intangibility, time manipulation, goddamn, time travel. Well, I mean, if you have time manipulation, you gotta have time travel, right? Age manipulation. Hey, are you gonna turn the digger into a baby, into a child? Matter manipulation, gravity manipulation, mind reading, reality warping, constructs are energy blast shields, exoskeletons, melee weapons, projectile weapons, vehicles, animals, mythical creatures, and mecha. So mecha versus mecha. We've got to see that. We've got to see mecha versus mecha, right? Come on now. Anyway, resistances, poison, entropy, antimatter, and reality warping. Now, I didn't know White Lantern was just going to be like an upgraded version of Green Lantern. I thought it was going to be a completely different thing, of like a completely different lantern. But anyway, I'm still going to say he wins.
That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space,
He turned an inch into a light year. Oh shit.
letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Poozer Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots. Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Or hold back a 12.3.
I mean, that's pretty badass. They're strong enough to lift eternity. But can eternity be measured? I mean, I'm not measured. Can eternity be weighed? Huh.
3-dimensional Big Bang. Wait, 0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours
Okay, remember the other guy had only 11 dimensions.
before needing a recharge.
So it can.
Oh, what's it say? After relinquishing the power of Ion, Kyle modified his Green Lantern ring to have an emergency reserve of backup power. It will never fully run out, even if it cannot maintain a 100% charge. So it'll never run out. So he's good. He can do this shit forever, bro. He's fine.
Can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
If you're powered by imagination, can you just kill the big mecha dude with lots of words by just imagining he tripped and fell on his head? I mean, technically, the ring would have to find a way. The ring would have to find a way to make it possible, right? But I mean, if your imagination is strong enough, and you can actually like picture that, yeah. But then the problem comes in where like, what if the guy's flying? Like you have to focus on him landing for some reason, and then tripping and dying. But you're right. It should be able to do that.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
For how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle finally got serious. He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story, he had to master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different emotion. The yellow light of fear lets Kyle manipulate the worst horrors in your mind.
So he mastered all of the other rings' powers? All right, let's go over this. Red Lantern. Napalm plasma breath. Rage infection. Ooh, I like that. That sounds good. Blood absorption. Blue Lantern. Healing. Possession. Nullification. Emotional purification. Sapphire. Sapphire Lantern. Aren't blue and sapphire the same thing? Same spectrum. Sapphire Lantern. Crystal matrices and mind control. Indigo Lantern. portals and compassion manipulation. You can make niggas feel a type of way. Orange Lantern, energy siphoning and soul manipulation. Yellow Lantern, fear manipulation and fear empowerment. White Lantern, control over life, resurrection, clairvoyance, astral communication, life equation, mathematical source of life, extensive reality warping. Whew. Okay. Got it. That's a lot.
The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm, which sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo.
So he will never run out. If he gets low on ring energy, he turns blue, supercharges his ring, goes back to whatever he needs to go to, whoops ass. God, this guy is an Energizer Bunny. He's his own Energizer Bunny. He keeps going and going and going and go.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
The final.
You think you want to fight me? Jedi mind trick. You don't want to fight me. I can control your compassion. You don't want to fight me.
One was the Sapphire Light of Love. With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds.
Damn.
But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And with their powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged and Kyle became a White Lantern with total control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless.
Total control over the power of life? Hold up, player.
Total control over the power of life.
Wiz.
I feel like Kyle's gonna win. I feel better about Kyle winning. Racism attack. White Lantern, bro. He got that white power. Nah, he like goes. White Lantern, bro. Oh man. Actually, technically, if you combine all the colors, you get black. Not white, I'm just saying. But
I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other Lantern in existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation, like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally.
he can go against all threats to creation. Comic artist to literal god. That's right, he was a comic artist, huh? Holy shit. What does this say? Kyle has helped his own against Parallax as a Green Lantern, and Parallax has fought Time Trapper, Spectre, and Anti-Monitor while possessing Hal. This substantiates the White Lantern as being equal or superior to Anti-Monitor, whatever that thing is.
Useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the life equation. Essentially,
Life
the
equation?
source code to reality, the life equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of
Mathematical proof that life is worth living. Hey, y'all thought, hey, look at me. Y'all thought it was cool when Rick Sanchez said to his grandkids that he can prove mathematically prove why they suck or whatever that reason was. I forgot what it was. Don't come at me for that. But he can mathematically prove that life is worth living. So to all you doom and gloom people out there, just know it's a mathematical equation that proves life is worth living. You got this.
Reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart, the anti-life equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
A higher realm that's more real than we are. Bet. So this says, contained a supernova, survived the Big Bang that created the DCU. You survived the Big Bang that created the universe that you're in. Outsped the laws of physics. How can you outspeed the laws of physics? Surpassed Hal Jordan's power. Resisted the anti-life equation's domination. Mastered the emotional spectrum. Defeated Wonder Woman, Parallax, Wonder Woman? Why would you fight Wonder Woman? You beat her ass. Obviously, you beat her. But, like, why would you fight Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman, Parallax, and Amazon.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion.
Oh,
Kyle's
shit.
greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lanterns.
Okay.
And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one
Right.
giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings. Hey, remember Beerus vs. Sailor Galaxia? No? Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime. But we've got a solution. It's our own website. That's www.deathbattle.gg. It's like our own private Patreon, with a store for Death Battle merch and
Was it really taken off? Beerus versus...
Hey, remember Beerus vs. Sailor Galaxia?
Beerus versus Sailor Galaxia. Is it really out? Like is it really off? Beerus versus Sailor. Hold on 1 second. So Beerus versus Sailor well, it's there, death battle. But it's like a 3-minute clip of it. Here it is, 18 minutes, death battle. Yeah. That's commentary. Huh?
No? Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime. But we've got a solution. It's our own website. That's www.deathbattle.gg. It's like our own private Patreon, with a store for Death Battle merch and a complete Death Battle video archive. It's got episodes that YouTube has banned, blocked, and censored, and there's even more goodies on the way. So check out deathbattle.gg live right now. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
I'm not rusty at all.
All right, let's see it. I want to see.
Dude,
Come on, White
Green
Lantern.
Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are? I'm told I'm bad with authority.
Tell me about it. 4!
4? That's nothing! My drill will pierce the heavens! Take it, Topa, Gurren Lagann! That's really cool. I'm a
Lantern. We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the unbreakable.
If you ain't know,
Now you know. I'm Simone the Digger. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down.
What? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on, Ray.
stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life.
Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.
Oh no! Come on.
Super Tekken Topa Gurren Lagann! My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens! Giga Drill Break!
The super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day, in blackest night.
Come on.
No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern fly!
Come on, Green Lantern. Come on, White Lantern.
Let's see you grit those teeth!
Ah, shit.
You'd make a good lantern.
Simone of Earth, you have been chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
KO! For the guy.
Okay. I said I had no stake in the game, right? I got no stake in the game. I don't care who wins. That being said, look what they did to my boy. Look what they did to my boy. They destroyed him. They left him wanting. They left him wondering what's going on. They left him beaten, battered, bruised, all of that. Look what they did to my boy. They demolished him. You can't put pieces like that back together. It's over with. Look what they did to my boy.
with the snazzy sunglasses.
When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge, especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight. Like,
hold on, couldn't Kyle just switch to Blue Lantern and charge his ring again? Like, they said that he could do that, right?
Mia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. But damn. I'm just mad my bet lost.
But his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential would shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
Next time on Death Battle.
Why is this Pikachu versus a billion lions? Okay. 100 men versus a gorilla. That was good. I'm not gonna lie. I did think Kyle, for a hot second, I forgot. I did think Kyle was gonna win. Oh, who else? Shoot. I did think Kyle was gonna win, but I did forget about, the healing kind of thing. And ow, what the fuck? Ow. I did think Kyle was gonna win, but I forgot about Gurren Lagann's healing thing, and I forgot about him just like clearing potential, like just upgrading at will like that. That's kind of dope. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. Are you a fan of Gurren Lagann? Like, is it a great anime? Should I watch it? What about the White Lantern? Like, do you think he could have won if he had done something different? I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. But as always, links will be in the description below. Peace.